We are joined right now by Montreal Police Chief of the SPVM, Mr. Fady Dagher. Chief, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Hello, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. I know it's been a busy day for you. I just watched the video again, and I'm sure you've had a lot of questions to answer, so I do appreciate you taking the time to be on the show. Let me begin. First of all, let me put a little perspective here for people who don't know or didn't see what happened. You had an individual yesterday morning, just before 8 o'clock, down around UQAM, around the Berri UQAM area. Disturbed individual. From what I understand, he had not one but two knives on him. Now, if and when things like this happen, and they have happened in the past, and I know you and I have discussed this in the past as well, right? The fact that you could see this person was disturbed, it would have seemed to me, and I know it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback, but it seemed it might have been easier to have someone out there with some professional training who could have, before drawing guns or tasing or rubber bullets or anything else, try to have a conversation with this person. Is that not the ideal way to try to handle something like this?
It will be the ideal way if it wasn't in that moment, in that place, at that time. He was already in a crisis. What you're just mentioning, Rand, is exactly what we've been doing with partners, social workers, doctors, nurses. We've been trying to avoid those kind of events like this yesterday morning by having the dialogue. And the cop, we call them the hybrid teams. The cop step back, let the social worker works, and there's no intervention. But yesterday morning was a completely different ball game. At 7:45, he raised two knives, and when you have those two knives in front of you, trust me, there's no one doctor, no one social workers who want to deal with it. They will call 911 right away. And us, it wasn't a call. My police officers, they were patrolling. They were walking on the street. They start talking to that person, and right away, he charged them with the knife.
Look, again, I would never call into question, whatever you have to do to subdue someone like this. This didn't happen in the middle of the night on a dead-end street with no one there. I understand there were people around. I fully understand that. But would you agree that, for people who have seen the video, it seemed to me at one point there must have been 20 police officers, maybe more, all trying to deal with this one individual, including a couple of police officers in separate cars who actually tried to, it looks like they were trying to just squeeze him with their cars. I mean, they could have broken the guy's legs, as it turns out. Was this overreaction, Chief?
No, it wasn't overreaction. I will explain to you. First of all, when you are next to the UQAM University, there's so many doors access to get inside, and he was right next to the metro. Imagine, for a moment, for the people who are listening to us, that person would step inside the building of the university. God knows what he will do, or goes inside the metro. Then you will ask me, how come you were not faster? How come you were not more police officers to intervene on him? At that moment, what those 20, 25 cops they were trying to do is to surround him, not to give him any access to any doors. And trust me, in that area, Berri and St. Catherine, there's many exit doors to get inside the building, and we don't know what's going to happen inside the building. That's why you saw so many cars. And when you talk about the police car, yes, and you know what? I agree with you. When the people are listening to us right now, when you see an intervention like that, it will never, and listen to me very carefully, Mr. Rand, will never going to be elegant. There's no way a physical intervention will look good. It's very, very hard. It takes a second for a police officer to take a decision. It's extremely hard to take a decision. And you know what? People will judge us for many, many months. But at that moment, I'm very proud and the way they act, and especially that the ending was positive. He wasn't injured. He had a little injury, and the three cops had a little injury. But thank God nobody died. And if you see very well the video, we used the pepper spray. We used those bullets, the special bullets, the rubber bullets,
yeah.
And we use also the taser, especially not to kill the person, especially to try to control him. And yes, you're right about the cars. One of the techniques, if we cannot control him, if we have to use at the end the car, is to debalance the person, to find a way for him to fall on the floor, but not to kill the person, but just to be able to control him better. But when you look at the video, of course, people are like, what the hell? 20 cops surrounding that person? Well, you know what? If it takes 20 cops to control that person and end positively, nobody got harmed, nobody died. But I can tell you one thing, Mr. Rand. Yesterday, we were lucky. That person, we dealt with that person for the last year and a half, 4 to 5 times. And every time we had to use the force. It doesn't make sense. Even my cops, when they see him, they don't know what's going to happen. They never know what's going to happen. So right now he's detained. We'll see what the judge will decide. And I hope we're not going to be dealing with him in the next few days or the next few weeks.
So let me ask the question then, Chief, because we both agree, and we've talked, as you said, about this before. In a perfect scenario where someone could have been there, a professional, a psychiatrist, somebody who knows how to treat someone who is clearly disturbed, how would this situation have played out differently?
Okay. Not later than Monday, an article came out on an approach that I initiate with the psychiatric department of the University of Montreal. You're absolutely right, Mr. Rand. My dream is to have those psychiatric students, the residents, after 3 to 4 years in university, instead of doing the training in the emergency, to come on the street with the police officer, because they will not go on the street on their own. But as soon as they intervene with that kind of clientele, the police officer, for the secret of confidentiality of the file of the person, the police officer will step back and let the psychiatric person work. Of course, it's not our job, the mental health issues. And I keep telling the people, but who's going to answer those crises at 24 and 24/7 on 7? Cops. And you know what? We pass from hero to zeros. It's very, very thankless to be a police officer in these days. So yes, I agree with you. Social workers, more doctors on the field, more nurses, and less cops dealing with the mental health. But the reality, at 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, at -20, who's going to be on the field? Cops. 24/7. Who's going to place the call? 911, the citizen. Who have to go on that call? The cops. But I agree with you.
Okay.
We're not the best qualified, best trained. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But in the city, if I understood it right, the city is making more money available for you to be able to do this.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Honestly, the Madame Soraya and the group of the politicians who are involved with the homeless people right now, honestly, they're doing a lot of effort, and we're getting some result. Yesterday was a sad event. Thank God it finished well. But we've been saving a lot of lives. We've been having those refuge where we can put the homeless people inside those places during the cold. There's a great job being done by the City of Montreal, by the health system. But again, what I'm urging right now is to say, listen, we have to press on the pedal. It's urgent. We have to go faster, deeper, and stronger all together.
All right. Chief, I don't have a lot of time. I know you don't either. I want to ask you one question. Then I want to read a text that I just got. You've had a chance to see the video, and I'm sure you've seen it several times.
Yeah.
Your first reaction to seeing all those police officers in that sort of one spot, they moved almost, together. It's a very odd thing to see. What was your reaction when you saw it?
Well, first of all, what the population don't know is since last May, we put on the field in downtown, especially in that area, 40 police officers on the beat. That morning, so 40 police officers, you had divided with a shift of work, so you have around 10 police officers working on the beat. That morning, that's why you saw so many police officers on the same time. 10 cops walking, plus those police cars came in as a backup. Honestly, I was very proud to see them surrounding that person. Now, Mr. Rand, in every operation, this morning at 6 o'clock, I was sitting with that team that was involved yesterday in the intervention, and they were debriefing, operational debriefing. I let them have that debriefing. There's a great things that I saw yesterday on the video. Other things that I know they're going to be talking about how we can evolve and get better, and we'll see the next event. But again, at the end, when I look at it overall, I'm extremely proud because they move as a team. They run after him. Not one of them run away. Or it's the opposite. When we say protecting and serve, they all run toward him to protect the citizen. Again, it's easy for us to talk right now saying that so many cars, so many cops. But if it takes 10, 5, 20 to control that person and they finish peacefully,
okay.
Well, I'm very proud of them.
By the way, I would ask one other question, then I'll read the text.
Sure.
With respect to one shot having been fired, thankfully, it missed. Was that a mistake to fire a live round?
Well, we'll see. The operation debriefing will tell us what happened exactly. But yes, there were some gun shots. But we'll see what's the result, why it happened, if he felt his life threatened, that police officer. I'm going to let the supervisors and the managers to give us the result.
I want to read this text and then we'll wrap it up, and I want your opinion.
Sure.
Someone is listening now and wrote this. Aaron, I saw the whole thing live. In other words, they were there, and the videos do not do it justice. We obviously need to train our police better. They were running around like chickens with their heads cut off. It seemed like it was every man for himself. No one was on the same page on what to do. Some had pepper spray, some had tasers, some had their guns drawn, and some were using their cars as weapons. This event made me feel incredibly unsafe, as our police looked more like a clown car than any sort of trusted authority figure.
Wow. I don't know what to answer that person, but on a tactical level, the fact that he wasn't able to go so far and get inside the building and not able to touch anybody else than himself, and we saved his life, saved the police life, and saved the citizen life. Well, I'm sorry, Rand. I don't know what to say about that for that person. But again, an intervention, a physical intervention of my police officer will never be elegant. So anybody is allowed to have his own judgment and comment. But me, as a chief, as a citizen of Montreal, having cops being able to not let that person hurt anybody else, not himself and not the police officer, I'm very proud.
Chief, I always appreciate your time and the fact that you're as candid as you are with us. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
And Happy New Year for everybody.
And the same to you. Take good care. Montreal Police Chief Fady Dagher on that incident. And by the way, if you have not seen it, it is on the CTV Montreal website. You can check it out there and form your own opinion.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice. Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.